Hello. So it's Thursday, and if you're a regular on my page, on Emma Langton, the Emma Langton Hypnotherapy page, or whether you're just new into my new group of women in successful blissness, that's a closed group, so that you can request to join that group, and it will, people will be able to see that you're in that group. Whatever you post, whatever questions you ask, it won't come up and show in your own newsfeed, which means then that you can talk a little bit more easily and clearly about any struggles, difficulties and things that are going on with you. So that, I'm just sharing that to my group as well. Okay. So I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about Thankful Thursday. I share this quite regularly, prompting people to have a little look and think about things that you are thankful for, things that you are grateful for. And so I want to talk to you today about the reasons why it's good for you to be able to do that. I, in my work, often explain to people about the why that I'm asking you to do things and what it's doing and how it's affecting you. Because I do find that things are much more effective and you actually are also much more comfortable and much more inclined to do some of these things that are helpful and useful for you when you have that understanding of the why in the background. Okay, so there are people have done lots and lots of studies about these things, and have discovered that being thankful or being grateful is really good for your overall well-being. It creates a much more positive attitude because we're looking for the positive things in life. It's very easy for us to focus on the negatives. In fact, really, it's a survival strategy. When years ago, caveman times, we needed to look out for danger. We needed to look out for that bear or tiger that was going to get us while we were out hunting for food, instead of today's thing of just nipping down the supermarket. We needed to be alert and aware to potential dangers and issues. So we are more wired in our brain and more prone to looking out for the negatives and the issues of things. And unless we try and do anything about that, that is the things that we're going to be seeing. That are the things that are going to pop up in our minds that our brains are going to look for automatically. Okay, so noticing things that we are thankful for, things that we are grateful for, whether they're big things or small things, can really help increase our positive attitude. If we increase our positive attitude, then that also reduces stress. It can reduce anxiety. It can help to improve relationships because we might be looking at saying thank you to somebody. So not only are we noticing the positives and things, that then when somebody else gets that little feel-good feeling when they've had a bit of praise, a kind of thanks or reward and things like that as well. So then when we are less stressed, less anxious and feeling more positive in our day, we will sleep better, because often what stops us sleeping is laying awake worrying about things. And it also improves our resilience. Resilience is quite a big word that gets bounded around a lot at the moment, and it is about our ability to bounce back from negativity that I've just been talking about. It's our ability to be able to keep going forward even when things feel hard and things feel difficult. So it will increase our resilience because we will be able to look at our day and have a think about where things have been positive, where things have been better, so we don't get dragged into that doom and gloom of things. Okay. So when we are noticing the positives in each and every day, we are much more able to see things more frequently, to see things more regularly. Okay. And then that creates some new neural pathways in our brain clever. Who knew that when you were just saying thank you and noticing the good stuff that was going on, that you are, you know, creating a nice new bit of neuroscience going on in you. So it creates some new neural pathways. When we do something new that for the first time, it fires off little neurons in our brain, and then it kind of creates a little connection to whatever that, you know, that good thing is that we noticed. And then the more that we are thankful and the more that we fire up down that neuron, then the stronger it gets by the repetition and the repetition in our brain. So it gets stronger and stronger. And then that helps us to notice the positive things. And those neural pathways in our brain are stronger to be able to help us to notice the more positive things too. Now, it takes, I think a lot of people know, it takes 21 days to create a new habit, right? So it only takes 21 days. You think about how much is going on in your brain and how much goes on in just an hour or just a day in your life, and then how much of that goes on across the whole of your life. And out of that, it's just 21 days to create those new neural pathways when they are strengthened in your brain. Okay? 21 days to create a habit. So if you're going to start and do something, set aside some time to make sure that you do it kind of repetitively. And whatever that is. And then when you've done it repetitively, it doesn't mean then that it's like firmly embedded and you can just sit back and forget about it. Actually then, from then, creating that new habit, that new neural pathway, then you keep working at it to strengthen it and strengthen it and strengthen it. And then you get it absolutely kind of rock solid, you know, not tree trunk size. It's not going to be like that inside your head, is it really? But, you know, that kind of thing. Okay? So, it's not... Once you've created this kind of habit and you're beginning to do these new things, keep going. Keep going at it. And the more that you keep going, the stronger it's going to be in your brain, but the better it's going to be and the easier it's going to be for you. So the easier it's going to be for you to find the positives, to find things that you're thankful for in your life, the easier it's going to be for you to have that positive attitude, the easier it's going to be for you to be able to get rid of your stress, the easier it's going to be for you to bounce back from any difficulties in your day. Do you see? Everything in life needs a little bit of work at it, but it's going to be so much easier for you. And I'm kind of all about that as well. What can we do to make things easier for us, to fit them in our day, so that we don't need a massive big extra stuff on our to-do list. We just need to know how we can put in those things that we want to do in a way that we want to do them. Okay. So how do we do this? Well, get yourself a nice book. Here's mine. I've got a couple. Here's mine. I think it's Tesco Special. It's Tesco Special, you know, but it was quite pretty. So I get that book and then I sit down. I try and schedule time each and every day. So I actually put it in my diary. Really. Put it in my diary. Schedule that time each and every day. If you're popping on, just come and say a quick hello. Give me some thumbs up and likes so that I know you're there. So find a nice little book, one that's, you know, going to be attractive to you, one that's going to be something that you want to do, something that you want to write in. Find a nice book as well. Often I use a pencil actually, but find a nice pen as well as that lovely book. And schedule that time in your diary so that you know that you've got that time to do it. It can be start with 15 minutes, 30 minutes. You know, and as I say, things get easier, so it's going to make it easier for you to be able to do, so that you don't have to set aside the 15, 20 minutes for the rest of your life, but set aside that time at least for the next 3 to 4 weeks, okay? And it doesn't have to be absolutely every day, but, you know, 5 days out of 7 would be really, really good. So you've set aside the time in the day, you've got your really good book, you don't have to spend loads of money on it, you've got a good book, you've got a good pen. Just sit down and write, I'm thankful for, I'm grateful for. And you can write the why or the because with it as well, which really helps to strengthen and help you notice the things and notice the why about it as well. Okay, so this will be back to front because it's on the camera. But can you see, it's just my list. Okay, that was from last week. So I'm grateful for lighter days and evenings. I'm grateful for space in my day to be able to work on myself. I'm What else have I got? I'm grateful for ideas that flow about my business. I'm grateful for flexibility in my day to be able to do some of the other things I want to do. Do you see? So it's not even massive, great big things. Make a list of 5 to 10 things. I can sit down most days and write kind of 10 things just because I've been doing it for a while. Okay? Think of the little things as well. I'm often grateful for my duvet, but I do try not to just write that every single day because then I'm going to miss some of the other things. I love my bed and I love my sleep. I could just work from there, actually, but I don't. So find some of the little things. You know, as I glance out of the window, it's just started raining. I'm grateful I haven't got washing out. It can be anything. I'm grateful that I can work from home so that I can put washing on the line, you know, and catch it when it's raining. It doesn't have to be big things. I'm grateful I can wear my slippers to work because it keeps my feet nice and toasty warm. So think of 5 to 10 things and scribble them out. They don't need to be neat, don't need to be super punctuation, you know. Nobody's going to mark it. It's not going to be tested on. So people that are really hard on yourself about starting this new thing and then you give yourself loads of pressure, don't do it. I am not going to I'm not going to ask you to post it. You can if you want. I'm not going to ask you to post it. I'm not going to ask you to show me. You can pop up on and do a live video or take a little picture of your diary, of your journal, of your gratitude book. If you want to, you can just type it into a post. That would be really lovely. It might help inspire some others. But I'm not going to mark it, you know, and I'm not going to come back and correct your spelling. And neither are you, quite frankly. It's about just stopping and giving that time to recognise it. So be as messy and as scruffy as you need to be. This is not formal. It's about the act of doing it. It's not about how does it look, how good is it, how well it's presented. Okay? So try and be a bit casual about that for those of you that are a bit of a stickler about things. Okay? When you're thinking about some of those things, I've given you quite a few examples. Thank other people as well in your life, either in the list that you write or actually thank them. And if something comes up in that list where you think, oh, I'm really grateful that my husband walked the dog this morning to give me time to, which could be one of mine, you know, then I need to remember to drop him a text and go, oh, thanks for doing that because it meant, you know, say it to him when he takes to the person when they come in at the end of the day, drop them a text, send them an email, whatever it is, whether it's in work, whether it's at home, whether it's in your own business, whether it's to support people that are around you. When you thank other people around you as well, not only are you raising your own positivity, thankfulness, gratitude, actually you're raising their feel-good chemicals as well, because it's fantastic, isn't it, to get a bit of praise and a bit of thanks. And I think we forget to do that. And sometimes when I certainly see it with all the clients that I work with, when I work with them face to face, then I go, you did really well there. Sometimes they're like that. Oh, I'm quite surprised because they're not used to hearing it. And even we're not used to accepting it. So people kind of go, oh yeah, but it was just, right? So if people are thanking you, then try and just sit and go, oh, cheers, good. And if you're thanking other people that are kind of struggling to accept it, don't add more words in, just leave it where it is. Just go, no, it was really great. And just leave it sitting there, really. Because then it has an opportunity to go in, rather than kind of get dismissed and taken up with all the, oh yeah, but it was just, no, I really mean it. Okay, just let it sit there. Let it settle in. Do you see? Okay? If you've had a really difficult day, okay, if you're struggling, either at the end of the day, even by, I don't know, some people have a difficult day. I have been known in my time to get to 9 o'clock and go, oh my God, is it only 9 o'clock and all of this has happened already? But you know, you can turn that around as well and go, do you know what, it's 9 o'clock. I've now got the rest of the day. And maybe everything that's happened has already happened. It's 9 o'clock in the morning and now I can actually get a cup of coffee and just rethink my day, get myself back on track. Reflect on things. So reflect back on your day. Reflect on things that went well, because maybe it's just not all bad. maybe you can find some of the good stuff, the positive stuff, and you can change your perception of that day. You can change how you think about your actions, somebody else's actions, the outcomes of that day, you know. And if nothing else, you can learn from it, and you can go, well, yeah, that was pretty rubbish, but you know what, I did that, and maybe if I didn't do that, you know, or actually, I'm not going to walk the dog without my coat, when my coat without the hood, or I don't know, whatever. I'm going to make sure I take my brolly because the weather's a bit unpredictable. Whatever it is, reflect on your day, and that will enable you to find some positives as well, even if you think you are struggling. Okay? So just to recap, the reason that I prompt you quite frequently about being thankful or grateful, and you'll see it across lots of places. I think there's lots of different groups in Facebook do, you know, they might do Grateful Wednesday, I think, or something like that. Do different days, but mine's a Thankful Thursday. So being thankful is really good for your well-being, for positive attitude, for stress, for resilience, for your sleep, for relationships, for the reasons that I've said. It helps with your brain rewiring. Set aside some time, 21 days to create a new habit. So set aside some time. It doesn't have to be very long, to just schedule it in your diary. Okay, get yourself a nice book and a nice pen and list down 5 things to start with, and maybe 10. Remember somewhere in your day to think about thanking others. Okay. And take a little bit of time to reflect on your day, so that particularly if it's been tricky, find some good positive stuff in there as well. Okay? And let me know how you get on. And if you're interested, if you're not already watching this from my group and you're interested in joining my very supportive group for women in successful blissness, or if you're aiming to be in successful blissness and not quite got there yet, you want some more tips, helps, and a bit more closer support, then drop me a message or let me know on the page, and I'll share the link to my group. Okay, but I hope that helps for now. So take care. Bye for now.